Hello, fellow bookish being. This video marks the beginning of my trip back to the Philippines and my very first affair with Charles Dickens. I needed a little help lifting myself out of a slump. More like a life slump than a reading slump. And so, what better companion than a classic tale of hope and hardship? That's right, I finally picked up Oliver Twist. I've always wanted to read Dickens, and I figured a month-long trip across the globe would be the perfect setting. I'm no orphan, thank the stars. My parents are very much alive and well. But Oliver's story, one of goodness triumphing over cruelty, is something that I'm just craving for. I need that hope, that triumph. And usually, what I read or watch greatly affects my mood. So it works out in my brain. Does this happen to you as well? Let me know in the comments down below. As usual, I got to the airport just in time. Panting, sweating, overly chaotic. But once I was through security, I allowed myself to think of what was waiting for me. The hugs of my family, the laughter with my friends, the Filipino food. Oh, the Filipino food. And of course, my books, collecting dust in my childhood room. For a moment, life doesn't seem quite so bad. And for a moment, I kind of forgot to be sad. Yes, this is in fact a song, well, a part of the song from Wonka. Have you seen it? It is one of Timothy Chalamet's best, at least in my opinion. With 13 hours ahead of me, I opened Oliver Twist, only to find myself in the workhouse with little Oliver and his infamous request. Please, sir. Oh, let's do it in a British accent, sorry about that. Please, sir, I want some more. I read about the slow starvation, the cruelty wrapped in Victorian civility. And determined as I was in reading more, my sleepiness betrayed me. The next thing I knew, I was landing in Hong Kong and sprinting across terminals for my connecting flight. The only thought in my head was home. My first home, that is. And so I landed in the Philippines, delirious and craving one thing: sisig. It's this rich, sizzling pork and chicken liver dish with calamansi and chili. And let me tell you, in this restaurant that I unfortunately have forgotten the name, it did not disappoint. It was tangy, it was the right amount of oily, it really satisfied my cravings in all the right places, and maybe the wrong ones too. Kidding. We stayed at a hotel near the airport for the night, waiting for my family to arrive the next day. By the pool, with the tropical humidity clinging to everything, I returned to Oliver. At this point in the book, the parish was trying to get rid of him by offering £5 to anyone who'd take him. I had to pause because even though this is fiction, it echoes too many real stories of abandonment, of children deemed as burdens. It hurt. I hurt and ache for these children. The next morning, the sun rose, and all gloom was lifted. I reunited with my parents after 3 long years. Life, schedules, and other things had gotten in the way, but here we were. Finally being surrounded by my entire family, I felt safe, at peace. Don't get me wrong, my family, like any other, has their sets of issues, but this lovely time was just that, lovely. Looking out at the green horizon, I felt my grandma's presence. We lost her more than 10 years ago, but I still felt her. I still feel her presence. And so I began manifesting a little vicarage-style cottage somewhere nearby. A dream, a wish that's slowly forming in my heart. Finally, when we got to our house, my darling was waiting. My oh so precious, ever so needy and clingy pug. He didn't expect me and his tail nearly fell off from the excitement. And mind you, his tail barely wags. He barked, he panted, he tried to run in little circles. And suddenly I thought, would Oliver ever be this joyfully greeted? Would someone ever run to him with this kind of love? This marks the first installment in this Oliver Twist / Philippines series. Thank you for joining me in this start of the journey, this homecoming. If you enjoyed how my reading vlog goes, I would love for you to subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you've read or are reading Oliver Twist, or if you have any other favorite Dickens you would recommend. I'll see you in the next one. From your bookish friend, now in the tropics, Cheska.